Hey guys, this is Mr. Miles with the UMAS again. Today, I want to give you some tips and drills on how to improve your height on your That's right, we're going to improve your height on your flying side kicks. You may notice that the lighting's a little bit different. I started recording this before classes started today, and we just got done with classes. So sorry if the lighting's a little bit off, but here's my first tip and drill for you to improve your height on your flying side kicks. All right, guys, drill number 1 for improving the height of your flying side kicks is going to focus on your jumping and landing leg. So if I'm kicking with my right leg, that means I'm focusing on training my left leg right now. What I'll do is take my right leg, my kicking leg, and I'm going to stick it out and hold it. It doesn't have to be super high to do this drill. What I'm going to do now is practice jumping off of my supporting leg, tucking it under my kicking leg, and landing back on that foot without losing my position and my posture here with my body and my leg. That would look like this. Alright, so you'll see as I'm going through these drills that a big portion of this is dedicated to improving that jumping and landing leg. Because if what you're concerned with on your flying side kick is the height, how high you can do it, that jumping and landing leg is going to be super important. If you're concerned with power or good mechanics, then yeah, you're going to want to focus on exactly how you're doing that kick, how you're turning your hips, what part of your foot you're making contact with, those kinds of things. But since we're focused on height, it's that jumping and landing leg that's the most important. Drill number 2 coming up next. All right, here's drill number 2. As you can see from earlier in the video, I like to practice my height on my flying side kicks using these kicking targets. I like to do that because in all the tournaments that I've competed in where flying side kicks has been a division where people competed to get the highest one, you know, it's usually for fun and just something exciting and interesting to do as part of the tournament. But in all the ones I've done, they've used something similar to this in order to run that division, and so I like to practice with these. But the next drill, again, is focusing on that jumping and landing leg. I'm going to take my kicking leg. Again, I'll use my right leg as my kicking leg. I'm going to lift it up and hold it in the air, standing nice and close to what I'm going to jump over, and I'm going to jump and land just on my left leg here. And what I would do is give myself a certain number of repetitions that I'm going to perform with this, and I'd go to that number. Once I've hit that number of repetitions, I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult and start again. Starting to get kind of tough. Hit the same number of repetitions on that one. Guess what? Keep making it harder. Now, with something like this, I can make it as difficult as I want, even to the point where I can't do it anymore, where I actually fail in attempting it. And if that's the case, I got something nice and safe that I'm falling on. That's a huge, huge thing about practicing your flying kicks. Stay safe with them. If you don't have a safe place to practice and you don't have a good instructor that is going to keep you safe as you're training, definitely not something that you want to do. Always want to stay safe with this kind of thing. Next drill coming up in just a second. Next drill that I like to practice to improve the height on those kicks is to focus on the 3 steps up to the kick. These 3 steps are going to help build the momentum that you need to get over whatever you're trying to kick over, but they're also going to help spring load your legs into exploding up and giving you a nice solid kick. So those 3 steps all together look like this. The first one is like you're taking off into a sprint, and that's going to be pushing off of the leg that you're going to kick with onto the leg that you're going to jump with, forward like this. The second step, I push off of that leg sideways and land onto my kicking leg nice and deep here. The third step, if you're familiar with tricking, is I think called a block step or a blocking step. You're blocking your forward momentum some because you want to turn that into downward energy that you can use to spring off of in a moment. So I take this next step, I'm going to swing my jumping leg around and out so that my foot turns completely sideways. That's going to turn my hips sideways and load me up here to be ready to explode into that kick. So coming forward, that first step would be here. The second one, pushing off to the side and getting low. The third one, pushing back in, swinging that foot out, getting even lower, and then we can explode up into that kick. So on the target, that 3-step drill would look like this. 1, 2, 3, boom, and there's the kick. Now, of course, the better you get, the higher you want to work at getting. You definitely don't want to start somewhere like this, but the better you get at it, the more, of course, you want to push and challenge yourself to make yourself continue to improve. So guys, there's 3 of the drills that I use to improve the height on my flying side kick. Do keep in mind, guys, height on your kicks is not the most important thing. You really want to be focused on proper mechanics. You want to be focused on good technique, good power and focus, those kinds of things in your kicking techniques. But when you're looking for something to do for fun, doing some flying side kicks and improving the height, great thing to do as long as you stay safe. This is not something you want to necessarily practice at home. This is not something you want to practice by yourself. This is the kind of thing that you would want to work on if you have a safe place to work, some safe equipment to work with, and generally somebody else around just in case something goes wrong. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something from it, or at the least had some fun with it. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, train hard.
Oh,